As teachers, we often find ourselves in a silent battle, not with guns, bullets, or physical strength, but with minds, attitudes, and motivations. Research proves that about 74% of students in every classroom is not intrinsically motivated to learn. This percentage persists as we move down the educational ladder from secondary to primary, nursery, and preschool levels, where parents often force their children to attend school despite tears and resistance. This puts teachers in a challenging position where they are expected to work miracles without guns and bullets, matches and arrows, blows and karate. As both human engineer and doctor, educators and mentors, teachers must work it out with the learners by employing their expertise to discipline, humble, and motivate these young learners, essentially administering a learning injection into their brain to inspire a love for education that will last a lifetime. This stark reality presents a challenge for teachers: how to inspire, engage, and educate students who may not want to be in the classroom. This silently causes stress and mental health issues for teachers. But the joy is that I have some shock absorbers if you can patiently wait to change your rules of engagement. The concept of worrying it out with your students, not in a literal sense, but in the sense of persevering, adapting, and innovating to reach even the most reluctant learners. Join me as we dive into the strategies, mind shifts, and best practices that can help you emerge victorious in these unseen battlefields of teaching. However, I plead with you to take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Do not go away, as I have 8 rules to guide you in this battlefield of teaching. Rule 1. Embrace challenge as roadmaps to growth. Every new year brings with it a rare and powerful opportunity, a chance to reset, to reimagine, and to reclaim the life you want. It is a blank slate, an unwritten chapter, and what you choose to inscribe upon it will shape the months ahead. But let's be honest, success is not a passive process. It is a battle, a war against contentment, mediocrity, and self-imposed limitations. And as a teacher, you must also prepare to work it out with your students, challenging them to rise beyond their perceived limits. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "The impediment to action advances actions. What stands in the way becomes the way." The struggles you and your students face are not roadblocks, they are the path itself. Rule 2. Own your discipline like a warrior. Success does not belong to the most talented, but the most disciplined. The Stoics believed that self-control and resilience were the foundations of greatness. Seneca once said, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." Develop a morning routine that sets the tone for your day, whether it is journaling, exercising, or reading something that feeds your mind. Make non negotiable commitments to yourself. Just as a soldier commits to his training, discipline is not about punishment, it is about freedom. The more control you have over your actions, the more control you have over your destiny. As a teacher, model this discipline for your students and hold them to high standards. Teach them that small, consistent actions lead to significant achievements over time. If they struggle with focus, guide them in setting micro goals. If they waver in effort, remind them that sustained discipline will separate them from the pack. Let them see that every act of self-discipline today is an investment in their future selves. Rule 3. Challenge the stories you tell yourself. We all walk around with narratives, stories about who we are and what we can or cannot do. These stories can either be our greatest allies or our most insidious enemies. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, taught that it is not external events that trouble us, but rather our interpretations of them. If you see failure as an indictment of your ability, you will quit. If you see it as a feedback, you will grow. A young teacher named Kwame once believed he was terrible at engaging students. One day, a mentor challenged him. What if your fear is not the truth, but an outdated story? That question changed everything. He reframed his self-doubt and began to practice new teaching strategies. By the end of the year, his students ranked him as one of the most inspiring teachers they had ever had. His success was not a result of natural charisma, but of rewriting his internal script. Challenge your own stories. Make sure they empower rather than limiting you and your students. Encourage your students to become conscious of the self-talk that indicts their actions. If they believe they are incapable of excelling in a subject, help them reframe that belief into something productive, such as I have not mastered this yet, but with effort I will. Teach them that the mind is a battlefield, and victory belongs to those who control their narratives. As their teacher, you must lead by example, showing them how to shift their perspectives and view challenge as opportunity to grow rather than as unsurmountable obstacles. Rule 4. Embrace the suck and push through resistance. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your way. And sometimes those obstacles will be your own doubt, fears, or moments of exhaustion. The U.S. Navy SEALs have a saying, embrace the suck. It means to learn into discomfort because that is where growth happens. Seneca advised, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. If a task feels hard, it is probably because it is strengthening you in ways that will benefit you later. Do not shrink from discomfort. Seek it. Whether it is dealing with difficult students, adapting to new teaching methods, or simply staying patient when progress is slow, learn in. Your ability to endure today will become your strength tomorrow. When things become overwhelming, remind yourself that hardship is temporal, but the lessons it teaches are permanent. Develop the resilience of a warrior by breaking challenges into manageable steps and celebrating small victories. Keep a journal of obstacles faced and how you overcame them. It will remind you of your own strength when the next battle comes. Rule 5. Develop the habit of ruthless execution. Develop the habit of ruthless execution. Ideas are worthless without execution. Too many people spend their lives dreaming but never acting. The Stoics were firm believers in action. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, wrote Marcus Aurelius. If you want to improve your classroom culture, start implementing small changes today. If you want to become a better educator, take one concrete action towards professional development now. Take action before you feel ready, because readiness is a might. The world does not reward intentions. It rewards those who execute. The secret to success lies in consistent, disciplined effort. Break your goals into daily tasks and commit to seeing them through. Make execution a non-negotiable part of your life by setting clear deadlines and holding yourself accountable. If you say you will improve your teaching methods, do not just read about them, apply them. If you want your students to excel, do not just tell them what to do, show them by example. Those who execute, even imperfectly, will always outshine those who merely plan. Rule 6. Build a community that challenges you. No one wins alone. The people around you can either elevate you or pull you down. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." The Stoics believe in the power of surrounding oneself with virtuous people who hold you accountable. If you want to grow, find a circle that inspires, educates, and pushes you. As a teacher, create a culture of excellence among your colleagues and students. If you are a student, seek mentors who expect more from you than you do from yourself. Steel sharpens steels. If you want to become exceptional, do not settle for mediocre company. Actively seek out those who challenge you to be better. Engage in discussions with people who think differently and who force you to defend and refine your perspectives. Build a support network of individuals who push you beyond your comfort zone while also offering encouragement. Join communities, attend workshops, and never stop searching for those who can elevate your game. Just as the students thrive in an environment of rigorous expectations, so too will you flourish when surrounded by those who demand excellence. Rule 7. Cultivate an unshakable mindset. Everything starts in the mind. The way you perceive challenges, setbacks, and opportunities dictates your action. A Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Train your mind to see opportunities in adversities is crucial. Develop mental toughness through daily gratitude practices, reframing negative thoughts and visualizing success. When self-doubt creeps in, challenge those thoughts. When frustration builds, take a moment to breathe and recenter yourself. By controlling your thought, you gain control over your realities. As a teacher, you have the power to inspire your students to build mental resilience. Share stories of perseverance and encourage a growth mindset, emphasizing that failure is not the end but a valuable lesson. A strong mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones and ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Resilience is not an inherent trait. It is cultivated through repeated exposure to difficulty. Just as the body strengthens through resistance training, the mind grows stronger by pushing through adversities. For example, a student who struggles with mathematics might believe they are not good at it. A teacher, aware of the power of mindset, will encourage that students to view struggles as progress, seeing mistakes as stepping stones to improvement. Your thoughts shape your future. If you frequently tell yourself that you are incapable or that success is out of reach, those thoughts can become self-fulfilling prophecies. Conversely, if you train yourself to see every obstacle as an opportunity, you will act in alignment with that belief. As an educator, you must cultivate resilience in yourself and your students. Share bibliographies of individuals like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, and Malala Yousafzai, who faced relentless adversities. Their stories illustrate that setbacks are steps for comebacks. A resilient mind is focused, determined, and unwavering. When you and your students embrace this mindset, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Rule 8. Prioritize lifelong learning. Growth does not stop after formal education. The most successful individuals in any field are perpetual students. Marcus Aurelius, despite being a Roman emperor continuously sought wisdom from others. He wrote in his journal, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work. As a human being, what do I have to complain of if I am going to do what I was born for?" Adopt a mindset of lifelong learning. Read daily, take courses, attend seminars, stay curious about the world. The more you learn, the more opportunities open up for you. As a teacher, model this behavior for your students. Show them that learning is not confined into classroom. It is a lifelong pursuit that leads to mastery and success. Commit to evolving, refining your skills, and embracing new ideas. Lifelong learning is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about staying adaptable in an ever-changing world. The world of today is vastly different from the world of 10 years ago. And 10 years from now, it will evolve even further. Those who stop learning become obsolete. Think of industries that have been disrupted by technology. Traditional bookshops replaced by digital platforms. Taxi services overtaken by ride-sharing apps. Manual labor increasingly replaced by automation. The people who thrive in the future will be those who are constantly learning, unlearning, and relearning. Too far. Imagine a teacher who still uses outdated teaching methods, refusing to integrate technology or modern pedagogical strategies into their classroom. Over time, they lose relevance and their students disengage. Now imagine another teacher who actively seeks new ways to make learning engaging, who learns about artificial intelligence, interactive learning, and innovative assessment strategies. That teacher will remain impactful because they are constantly growing. This is true not just for teachers but for everyone. A doctor who stops studying the latest medical advancement will eventually misdiagnose patients. An engineer who does not stay updated with modern technologies will design outdated systems. Even an athlete who refuses to learn new training techniques will be surpassed by competitors who are evolving. Learning is the fuel of progress. It separates those who thrive from those who stagnate. Encourage your students to become lifelong learners by demonstrating curiosity yourself. Share your own learning journey with them. Show them that education is not something that ends with a degree. It is an ongoing process that leads to wisdom and mastery. Foster a classroom environment where questions are encouraged. Exploration is valued, and the pursuit of knowledge is celebrated. Collaboration and cooperation is regarded over competition. Now let me remind you, the next year will pass whether you act or not. The difference between a life transformed and a life repeated is your willingness to fight for it. Work it out yourself, work it out with your students, work it out with the limitations that have held you back. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The time to start is now, not tomorrow. Not next week, now. So take a deep breath, set your vision, and begin. Your future self and your students are waiting. Decide today that you will be the architect of your own progress. Let your actions be loud, your discipline unwavering, and your resilience unshakable. When faced with setbacks, remind yourself that they are merely lessons in disguise. Step forward with intention, commit to your growth, and embrace the challenges ahead as the stepping stones to a future defined by your unyielding pursuit of greatness. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to claim it. The question is, will you? Will you make the decision today to cultivate an unshakable mindset, to embrace lifelong learning, and to refuse to settle for anything less than excellence? If the answer is yes, then your journey begins now. Take action. Read that book, enroll in that course, Challenge that negative thought. Encourage that student. Each small step compounds into transformation. You are the author of your story. Write it with courage, discipline, and relentless pursuit of growth. Your future is waiting. Go claim it now.